everybody, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to talk about how I chop up acoustic guitars inside drum racks in Ableton Live. It's all over my new album Reverence, so let's dig into how I actually make this happen. First, I'll record a few chords. The next thing I'll do is I'll go to drums inside my browser and drag in a raw instance of drum rack. That basically means it's not a preset and it doesn't have any sounds, it's blank. Now I can drag my guitar recording into the C1 pad of drum racks. If I hit this arrow, it'll make a sound. And now if I change it to gate mode, it'll stop as soon as I let go of the play arrow. Now my next step is to option drag 3 more times so that I have 4 pads total. Now I'm going to expand the view so it's a little bit easier to edit here, and I'm going to make 4 distinct pads, each one for each chord. And I may even take off the bass notes for each one of them. Here's the third one. And here is the fourth one. I'm simply just changing the starting and stopping points with these arrows up top. Now, I can turn on my computer MIDI keyboard so that these pads will be triggered by my computer keyboard. So if I press the letter A, it should trigger my first sample. If by any chance it is not triggering it, it probably means you're in an octave too high, like up here or here. Simply use the Z and X keys to switch your octave to find the right place. So now, A is my first pad, W is my second, S is my third, E is my fourth. Now I'm going to Command R or Control R if you're on a PC and rename these all for their chord qualities. Now I'm going to press the Tab button, mute out my original track, and record a loop. Here we go. So now let's say I actually want to maybe save this as a drum rack, and I want to have the ability to change the key really easily with all of these for a different piece in the future. So one way to do it is open up my macro controls, select the map, and click on the transpose button on each one of these pads and map it to macro 1. I could have mapped them all the different macros as I want, but this would simply allow me to change the key uniformly with all of them. So now watch, if I go up a minor third or 3 semitones, we should hear a difference. And you can also see I can change this on the fly and they will all change at the same time. So now we have 4 different guitar chords in our drum racks and the ability to transpose globally. How about we add some effects? So let's open up our chain list and show our returns. Now we can go under Audio Effects and drag a delay. Okay, we're not done yet though. So now we have to figure out how to route our sends to a macro. So we go up here, simply select our map again, and send A for each one of these pads will be mapped to macro 2. Now if I need to change any of my levels, for example, with transpose, I can go up here. So let's say I only want to be able to transpose by an octave in either direction. So I can go here to my transpose, and this will limit the range of the mapping for the macro. Back to the delay. So now if I play this, you can see my sends over here are increasing in volume, which should send it to my delay. Let me turn it to 100% wet and see if we notice any difference here. Now I can Command R or Control R if you're on PC. And how about I call this delay? So now how about we add some reverb? So let's grab a reverb here. Let's grab a room. And how about a guitar room, since we got a guitar? Then we simply do the same thing. We can map send B to macro 3 for all of these, and they'll all have the same reverb. Here we go. We turn down the delay so you can really hear this reverb. So as you can see, you can mix and match, and you can basically bring in any of the effects you want. Let me do one more. I have an effect rack called Washout. I'm going to bring this in. This is great for transitions. Let's map that to macro 3, and then we'll have 4 macros for you. Okay, let's hear how this sounds. Now the benefit of putting these inside macros is that we still have our dry signal and it's mixed with a wet. So I'm going to rename these verb and wash out. So over time, you could add different chords to these. One thing that I might do right now is I might do an option click and simply create 4 pads that are just the bass notes of all of these. So check out this one. Let me go here. How does this sound? We zoom in a little bit more. Again, I'm doing all of this with mouse clicks, so you don't have to worry if you have the same hardware as me. So maybe what we could do with this is we could duplicate this one, and then we could select all these and move them up so that they all have bass notes. Let's play them together, see how it sounds. So as you can see, you can get into layering here, and sky's the limit. I have a series of these that I'm working on that I'm going to add into my upcoming sample packs. So lastly, we could rename this acoustic chops or whatever you want, and then I could bring it into my user library, and I have a guitar racks and clips folder, and I could put it there. So, and let's fast forward and hear how this might actually sound with a beat.
thanks for watching my dad's videos. His name's Dirk and he makes music as Cloudchord, like his hat.
I'm also a guitarist and Ableton certified trainer. Every Tuesday I upload new videos, so if you learned something, be sure to
like and subscribe. And his hat is really cool.